One quick message. We are in the last day and hour. Jesus is returning, and if you're not saved, you need to ask him to come into your heart to be saved. You can do this by this simple prayer, by saying this. And the prayer is, Lord, I'm a sinner. I believe you sent your Son to come to this earth, for he died on the cross for my sins. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me for my sins. Thank you. This is the book of Genesis. Let's see, what is it? What is it? Here we go. This is the book of Genesis 35. And it's called Jacob Returns to Bethel. Starting with Genesis 31, verse 1. And it says into this reading, it says this. Then God said to Jacob, Arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make an altar to God, who appeared to you when you fled from the face of Esau, your brother. And Jacob said to his household, and to all who were with him, Put away the foreign gods that are among you, purify yourself, and change your garment. Then let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me in the way which I have gone. So they gave Jacob all the foreign gods which were in their hands, and the earrings which were in their ears, and Jacob hid them under the terebinth tree, which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of God was upon the city, that all were around them. And they did not pressure the sons of Jacob. So Jacob came to Luz, that is Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were with him. And he built an altar there, and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared to him when he fled from the face of his brother. Now, Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the beant tree. So the name of it was called Elon Bachuit. Then God appeared to Jacob again when he came to Padan Haram and blessed him. And God said to him, "Your name is Jacob. Your name shall not be called Jacob anymore, but Israel be your name." So he called his name Israel. Also God said to him, "I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall proceed from you, and kings shall come from your body." Excuse me. The land which I gave Abraham and Isaac I give to you, and to your descendants after you. I give this land. Then God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. So Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, a pillar of stone, and he poured a drink offering on it, and he poured oil on it. And Jacob called the name of the place which God spoke with him Bethel. Then they journeyed from Bethel, and when they were but a little distance to go to Ephrath, Rachel labored in childbirth, and she had hard labor. Now it came to pass when she was in hard labor that the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, you will have this son also." And so it was. And as her soul was departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni. But his father called him Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem, and Jacob set a pillar on her grave, which is the pillar of Rachel's grave to this day. Then Israel journeyed and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. And it happened when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and laid with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard about it. Now the sons of Jacob was 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben's, Jacob's firstborn, and Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph, Benjamin, the son of Bilhah, Rachel's maid servant, were Dan and Nephtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's maidservant, were Gad and Asher. There were the sons of Jacob who were born in Padan Haram. Then Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre or Kejeret Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had dwelt. Now the days of Isaac were 180 years. So Isaac breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him.